From the mind-blowing dribbles, body smack, to the powerful dunks that defy gravity. Enjoy the frills, thrills, the squeaky bum time and feel the passion of everything sports on Boss Sports. Every weekday from 7:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. Boss Sports on Boss 98.9 FM Owerri.
And it's gone in!
Alright, it's an amazing day, honestly. Very, very lovely evening. How are you? How are you then? How has been your day? Did you make a huge sales today, or did you really have a bad day at the market? Or say this sports politics is saying, calm down, okay, tomorrow will be another day for you to make good sales. Are you still in the office just like I am, or are you really driving, walking on the street thinking what a bad day you've had today, or what a good day you've had today? Of course, I'm here to make your day happy, make your day memorable. I welcome you, especially North Carolina, on today's edition, the evening show, of course, Boss Sports on Boss Radio 98.9 from Owerri. Ready for the boss, mind. And you may just see your sports pilot. We have a lot to talk about on the show this evening. A lot has happened in the last 40, of course, too. Should I say 15 solid hours? Because the Nigeria Football Federation has revealed to us that they'll be spending over 14 billion naira this year when it comes to recurrent and capital expenditure. Something is going on in Germany because a bomb shed has exploded in Germany, and I will tell you more about it. It will actually form the basis for a discussion, definitely extensively on the show this evening. As Mary Onyal has already praised the immediate past sports minister, I'm talking about Sunday Dare for a marvelous job done, on various stadiums in the country. Of course, you can call them stadiums on a kind of a common mountains, but we call it stadium. Of course, plural. Of course, to one when it comes to more than one stadium, we say stadium. So it's going to be an amazing sports show this evening. Well, let me tell you that the cross of the matter, the show this red centers around the bomb shed that exploded in Germany. Osaze is really surprised. When that news got to me, I was like, are you serious? Okay, let me actually give you the details, because Germany national team gaffer, handler, manager, coach Hassan Flick has been shown the exit door. I'll give you the details of what really happened in the course of the show, but I just want to give you, the summary of what really happened. Hassan Flick has not really been doing well, since the Germany were actually knocked out of the FIFA World Cup last year. That is when the problem actually started. Both there is decent, interesting information emanating from the quarters of the Germany Football Federation that they want to hire the services of a current Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, to be their new coach. How do you see this movement? Is the immediate past coach of Bayern Munich, or you can call them Bayern Munich? I'm talking about Jens Nagelsmann. Babyface is equally in contention in the race to become the next Darmstadt national team gaffer. So looking at these two important personalities, two managers that share the same philosophy, two managers that are well experienced, even though Jurgen Klopp, could actually have an edge when it comes to experience, in this industry. Do you believe that Jurgen Klopp can actually quit Anfield because he is currently the Liverpool gaffer? Do you believe that Jurgen Klopp can quit Anfield to take up the job as the new Germany national team manager? What do you have to say, honestly, is a big issue, because they've already contacted the agent of Jurgen Klopp, and he's being discussed, honestly, in Germany. And if nothing is being done to stop Jurgen Klopp from leaving Liverpool, it's a very juicy contract. He has actually looked at the proposal, and he has not really revealed to us whether he'll be leaving Anfield or not. But I just want to put the question across to you. Are you of the opinion that Jurgen Klopp should quit Anfield and take over the job as the Germany's national team senior males team coach? That's the big question we are asking on the show this evening. And if you have one or two things to say in the course of the show, because we'll be discussing a lot of issues on the show this evening, you have the floor to actually share your thoughts with us. Remember, definitely we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri, at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Of course, you actually catch us live on Facebook and on YouTube as well. You can send us a WhatsApp messages on 08069992999 08069992999. Keep those WhatsApp messages coming so we'll be able to read them before we call it a wrap on the show this evening. Okay, let me tell you that it was all chaos at first as they really dominated both the males and women's Lotus Bank Abeokuta 10-kilometer race, with Peter Wanike winning in 28.14 seconds to beat Kennedy and Frederick to the grand prize. And in the women's category, of course, we have a Shamila Kiposere actually faced off challenge from Viola, and the Persians gallop to the top prize as well. Kenya is doing the big thing by winning both the males and females category long distances. What happened to Nigeria? Does it mean we don't really have a good athletes that can give us what we want in distance races? When was the last time we actually had a Nigerian winning these distance races? Even when he's been held in our country, it's really disturbing. Of course, it's really disturbing if you ask me, because oftentimes we have even a 10-kilometer race in Edo State. We've actually had several marathon races in Lagos, in Abeokuta, even in Kano, but we've not been able to see a Nigerian coming up on top at the end of the hostilities. What we normally see is a Nigerian finishing first when it comes to what we call local category, but when it comes to the international category of faith, we get to see Ethiopians, Kenyans, even Zimbabweans, even America coming top. Why is that we don't really get to win this gold lab at the end of the competition? Even when it's being held on our own soil, we don't really get to make it to the podium. Why, and why? You know, many people have really criticized the government for promoting these distance races, calling it waste of resources, waste of time, waste of opportunities, waste of attention, and I tend to disagree with them, but with the look of things at the moment, I'm beginning to shift a little. Okay, I'm beginning to try if I can lie myself with the arguments, because we've had several marathon races in Nigeria, but we've not been able to see a Nigeria making it to the podium, finishing first, second, or third. We've not really seen that, and we claim that we have a good distance runners in this country that can make us proud. How can we actually make it possible to get a Nigeria making it to the podium whenever these distance races are being organized on our home soil? If we start today, it's not really late. So I think it's a big responsibility saddled on the shoulders of the Nigerian sports minister. He should be the sports minister and not football minister. I keep saying that most commissioners for sports we have in various states in the country are football commissioners, not sports commissioners. Of course, honestly, I don't know, but many people have criticized me, especially those of them in the government. Why do I keep saying so? That the sports commissioner always be the football commissioner? I will actually give you why. I will actually give you my reasons. Now let me actually start with states we have in the southeast. Honestly, I don't know many of you who are actually monitoring the way various sports commissioners are really doing their jobs. You get to see that a state in the southeast, I won't mention the state, what they have to boast for is just football. We have a different segment of sports. We have basketball, we have a hockey, we have a judo, we have a handball, we have a volleyball, we have a track and field event, we have a hockey, we have golf, we have a thousands of sports segment we can actually avail ourselves to get involved into. But just come that these sports commissioner don't even get to kind of devote attention or channel resources to other sports except football. Why? Because he or she gets stand a chance of making money in football. Why other sports are really dying? So you see my reasons. Most of them are football commissioners, not sports commissioners. If they actually dispute me, they should come up with their own argument. Because I've seen it oftentimes where we have the sports commissioner in the state, but other sports are really dying and they keep calling themselves sports commissioners. No, I don't call them sports commissioners. I call them football commissioners. So if they don't like the fact that I call them football commissioners, they should change and prove to me that they are sports commissioners. The same thing goes, of course, to the current sports minister. Many people have actually tagged him former minister because he had no kind of experience when it comes to this industry. According to him, a few days after he was actually nominated, appointed to head the sports ministry in Nigeria, he said he is beginning to learn sports. Can you imagine a sports minister telling us he's beginning to learn sports? Is it not really a slap on our face? Honestly, I can't really understand the way we do things in this country. So for sports minister, I have so much respect for him. Irrespective, you don't really have any knowledge about sports, I believe you can actually do well. Because in Enugu State, to date, honestly, I can boast of it to date, the best commissioner for sports in Enugu State was not kind of a footballer, a barrister, but he actually kind of told himself that he would love to get involved into sports. He would love to learn sports, eat sports, and choose sports. And he performed creditably. To date, he's still even the best sports commissioner in Enugu State. So for the new sports minister for sports in Nigeria, Senator John honestly Enoch, I must advise him to actually work with the technocrats in the game. People who really know the sports, people who really know the game, so that they can direct him properly. Honestly, I just hope that things will actually be done in the right way when it comes to our sports ministry. So where am I driving to? I just hope that one day we'll get to see Nigerian winning gold, silver, or medal when it comes to these distance races, especially when it's been organized in Nigeria. Can we at least for one day win this gold medal? It will be an amazing day for every Nigerian. Let's take a look at the UFC because Israel Adesanya, the Nigerian style bender, disappointed us over the weekend. We thought he could beat this American professional great player, kind of a fight. I'm talking about Sean, of course, Sean Strickland, but it never really came into fruition. Everyone thought that Israel Adesanya would win the fight. Before that fight, I remember on Saturday when we talked about this fight, I was very, very optimistic on that Saturday that Israel Adesanya would win this American UFC fighter. But when the whole issue started, of course, at the Octagon, the case was a different one. Honestly, it was like Israel Adesanya never really prepared for this fight, and I was asking myself what was really going on with this Israel Adesanya, why he could not really get it right, what is really going on. And I discovered that Israel Adesanya lost momentum. He actually lost focus. He had what we call overconfidence that he would beat Sean Strickland, and it is actually a record that Israel Adesanya had won 4 of his past 5 fights, while Strickland has actually won 3 of his past 5 fights. And according to Israel Adesanya, when he was actually giving us an interview after that fight, he said he would definitely come back, he would definitely make a return, and he would definitely reclaim his middleweight title. Do you really believe him? Is that really achievable? Is really possible? One thing is to say that I will make a comeback after being defeated. Another thing is how prepared are you while making that comeback? Are you gonna get are you actually going to get beaten again? I think Israel Adesanya should go back to the drawing board. Look at how he actually fared. Look at the reasons actually contributed. Of course, in his defeat, he suffered in the hands of this American UFC fighter. Address it as soon as possible. Come back and give us the victory. Because if he comes back and gets beaten by another UFC fighter, we will not really forgive him. Just like what happened to Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare. So let's believe that Israel Adesanya will give us the needed victory as he prepares to make a return, of course, to the UFC Octagon. He has vowed to make sure that he actually beats whoever that will actually be crossing his way during that comeback. And we strongly believe in him. We strongly believe he can actually do that. And let's hope he definitely give us what we want for Israel Adesanya, the style bender. And more information related from the UFC fight. And let's take a look at the MMA. That is a mixed martial fight, where we have this information coming from the camp of Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor has been talking tough about his potential bantamweight fight, of course, against the champion Sean O'Malley, who actually knocked out Aljamain Sterling in a stunning fashion last month for his first world title. Conor McGregor has not really been in the picture anyway, but he's been talking tough, trying to convince his fans that he's going to make a comeback, because we've actually missed the service of this great UFC fighter a lot, and he said he will definitely come back to give us what we want to see and achieve the needed a kind of success we always wanted him to. Conor McGregor, we know, used to be a very controversial UFC fighter until he had a very disturbing issue that almost destroyed his career, but he has really assured us that definitely he's planning for a serious comeback, and we say okay, we can't wait to see him back, of course, to the octagon. For Kamaru Usman, we don't really know much about him. He's really preparing to retire, and I said no, he has what we call the charity work he's been doing in Lagos, trying to see how we can actually develop and expand the UFC sports in Nigeria. But for Conor McGregor, I expect him to definitely have another fight, another shot before the end of the year. Well, you're still listening to Ball Sports on Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Ready for the Boss, man. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. You can listen to us wherever you are around the world. Just log on to www.bossradio989fmowerri.com www.bossradio989fm.com. And listen to us wherever you are in Afghanistan, Canada, Cameroon, even in Philippines. You will listen, of course, to Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. We are actually discussing extensively the sacking of Hansi Flick as the national team coach of the Germany national team, after making a very poor start. When he started, he actually won 8 straight games, but at the point we saw how Germany actually flattered away during the FIFA World Cup in Qatar last year, and ever since then, Hansi Flick has never been the same, and he was actually asked to leave his position in the morning of today. So the German Football Federation are looking for the possibility of getting the signature of Liverpool current manager Jurgen Klopp on the immediate past coach of Bayern Munich. I'm talking about Julian Nagelsmann. So let's look at it extensively on the show this evening. Do you believe that Jurgen Klopp will quit Liverpool to take up the job as Germany national team coach? What do you really have to say on that? After convincing Mo Salah not to quit during the summer transfer window, can he actually stab Mo Salah in the back and decide to switch his allegiance from Liverpool to the Germany national team? It's a very juicy contract. They've already proposed, they've actually presented the contract on the table, and the Germany national team, the federation have been discussing with Jurgen Klopp's agent, but Jurgen Klopp has not really made up his mind. But his agent is storing the contract. So, are you of the opinion that Jurgen Klopp will quit Liverpool to take up the job as Germany national team gaffer? Send us a WhatsApp messages on 0806 9992 999 0806 9992 999. When we put the phone line, we will have the floor to call us on the numbers we will definitely disclose to you later. You can drop your comment on Facebook and on our YouTube at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. At Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Now, something really happened in Akwa Ibom State, that we ought to be precise, before Nigeria actually took that game against Sao Tome and Principe. Many of you don't really know, and it seems as if nobody is actually talking about it, honestly, and we really want to talk about it on the show this evening. Now, prior to that tournament, in fact, prior to that game against South Tome and Principe, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they were lodged in a hotel called Meridian Hotel. But for no reasons, I cannot really explain why they decided to make a switch. I was not really kind of detailed why the Super Eagles of Nigeria left that Meridian Hotel. And they actually went over to Sheraton Hotel. And what really happened when they were trying to get to their various rooms? Of course, they used an elevator, and the elevator actually malfunctioned. Do you believe what I said? The elevator malfunctioned, and the likes of Sheyi Ajami, Francis Uzoho, Samuel Chukwueze, and Ola Aino were stuck in the elevator. They were scared. They were screaming, "Hey, someone should help me! Hey, someone should help me!" Have you ever imagined, being in that situation? Have you ever imagined, what was going through in their minds, on their minds when they were stuck in that elevator? The elevator malfunctioned for no just reason. But all thanks to God that nobody was actually hurt. Of course, action was taken immediately to rectify the problem, and they were actually saved at the end of the day. Now, many fans have been asking why Gift Urban was not really involved in the Nigerians game against Sao Tome and Principe. I have the answer for you this on the show this evening. Well, Gift Urban, of course, who plays for a Belgium club, a KAA Gent, said he never really wanted to dump Nigeria for Togolese national team. News of search actually broke out after Urban failed to show up for the African Under-23 Cup of Nations qualifier against Guinea in March this year. And I have it on good authority that Gift Urban missed the game against Sao Tome and Principe due to injury he sustained on Friday, of course, with the Nigerian national team, the Super Eagles. He could not really participate in Saturday's training prior to yesterday's game against Sao Tome and Principe. Yet Nigerians were not really convinced that Gift Urban want to play for the country, and I can tell authoritatively Gift Urban is a patriotic citizen. He wants to play for Nigeria. Why he could not really feature for Nigeria against Sao Tome and Principe yesterday was as a result of the injury he sustained during training on Friday. He would have loved to play, but the injury said no. Well, definitely, I will be back after this time at Steglo. This is a Ball Sports on Buzz Radio 98.9 FM Owerri.
Yeah, it's about that time we get down to the west coast of Central Africa and enjoy the deepest of Makossa flavor. Every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. only on Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Attention.
Lassa fever is a health epidemic in Nigeria, and like any plague, it must be wiped out. Wiping out Lassa fever will require the collective and conscious efforts of you and I. Here are a few things you need to know and do. Rodents and rats are the main carriers of the disease. You can be infected from the fluid or blood of an infected person and by shaking hands with people who are infected. Ensure that your food is properly covered, either cooked or uncooked. Rodenticides should be used to kill rats, while the bush around the home should be cleared regularly. Some of the symptoms include bleeding in the gums, nose, eyes, or elsewhere, difficulty breathing, a cough, and swollen airways. Kindly report to the hospital if you notice any symptom in order to prevent people not infected from contacting the disease. In addition, medical medical personnel should wear protective gloves and masks when treating people who are infected with the disease. Let's stop Lassa fever before it stops us. This message is powered by Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri.
Alright, welcome back to Boss Sports on Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri, ready for the Boss Mind. Remember the close of the matter centers around the house in Flick sacking as a Germany national team coach. I want to give you the details of what transpired in Germany in the morning of today. And they are seeking for the signature of a Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool gaffer. Will he quit Anfield for Allianz Arena? Will he quit Anfield for Munich? Of course, is he going to make up his mind to quit Anfield? It's a big question. Jurgen Klopp is undecided, but the Germany Football Federation definitely are looking for two important personalities: Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool and Julian Nagelsmann, the immediate past coach of Bayern Munich. We are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube as well at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Drop your comment on our Facebook and of course on YouTube for us to actually read out those messages as soon as possible. You can send us some WhatsApp messages on 0806 999 2999. 0806 999 2999. We'll definitely put the phone lines in a jiffy, and when we do that, we'll tell you the lines to reach us through, when we actually open the phone lines on the show this evening. Listen very carefully because I'm giving you the details of what really happened today in Germany. Hansi Flick, who won 7 of his 86 games in charge of Bayern Munich from November 2019 to June 2021, has been sacked as a Germany national team manager following Saturday's 4-1 friendly loss to Japan in Wolfsburg, Germany, to become the first Germany national team manager to be sacked since the role was created in 1926. What a bad record. Why is it that Hansi Flick made this bad record? Why must he be him? Why him? Why, and why? Too many why, honestly. When the country's sports director Rudy Vola, who was appointed in February this year, has been drafted in to take a temporary charge of the team for tomorrow's friendly against France, and will be assisted by Hannes Wolf and Sandro Wagner. Rudy, who actually managed the team from 2000 to 2004, played for the national team. This Rudy for person is 63 years. Can he face the pressure? Can he actually absorb the pressure? Can he face the competition? Can he do the job? Can he actually do the job? Well, I believe that before a competitive games will definitely start, Germany will have a new manager. We all know that friendly against France tomorrow is not really competitive anyway, and I believe he will not really have much pressure to do the needful, as far as that friendly is concerned. Germany, who will host the next year's Euros and Nations Cup, have been in disarray since their group stage exit at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, losing 4 of their 5 matches, with Hansi Flick definitely managing 12 victories in his 25 games since replacing Joachim Löw in August 2021. Flick actually started with 8 successful victories before collapsing. His 2 assistants, Marcos Sold and Danny Ruha, of course, were dismissed as well alongside him in the morning of today. I have it on good authority that the countries like Oman, Costa Rica and Peru remain the only countries Germany have actually been a kind of recorded victory in the past 12 months. What a shame. Yes, of course, after that defeat to Japan on Saturday, Hansi Flick was asked about his future. He said, "Oh my goodness, I don't really know what will happen in the next 48 hours." According to him, he has not really performed creditably, losing 4 out of 5 matches. It was actually a bad scorecard, and probably he had this notion that he would be asked to leave his job over that is what we call the reckless and scandalous losses the German national team has recorded. Nobody actually thought that Germany would be exiting themselves at the group stages of the FIFA World Cup last year. We thought that Germany would go all the way to reach the semi-finals. We saw what Germany were able to bring and produce during the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, where they annihilated and destroyed the Brazil national team by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 goals to 1. But ever since they won that World Cup in 2014, I don't know whether the Brazilian fans are caused to Germany. I don't know whether, Brazil voodoo actually caused to Germany. Because we take a look at what happened in 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Germany could not really perform. They were knocked out at the group. They were knocked out actually in the group stages of the FIFA World Cup, which actually made a very, very bad news for them. And in 2022, they could not really progress from the group stages, which was the first time Germany as a nation, since they became Germany in one country. Remember, from the history of Germany down to 1980-89, we had what we call the West Germany and the East Germany. That then we call it the Berlin Wall. But since they came together, honestly, even when they were bearing East Germany and West Germany, Germany had never failed to make it from the group stages, consecutively during FIFA World Cup. Last year was a bad record they made, and then people keep asking questions. What is really wrong with Germany national team? Are they still the German machine we used to know, or has a lot to change? When it comes to that name, German machine. I only want to remind you we are live on Facebook and of course on YouTube at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. You will see me live. If you really want to see me, of course, go there. We are live and you will see our studio. You definitely see what we're doing on this line. And remember, you can listen to us wherever you are around the world. If you have a brother, a sister, or maybe a family in Afghanistan, in Philippines, Philip, of course, in Canada, in Australia, wherever they are around the world, tell them to log into www.bossradio989fm.com. You listen to us live wherever you are around the world. You catch a glimpse of what we're doing here, sincerely speaking. And let me tell you that you can actually share your thoughts with us on the show. We are discussing the possibility of Jürgen Klopp taking over the job of the German national team. Is it really possible? Nothing is impossible. Okay, let me just leave it that way. But what is our take on that? Send us your WhatsApp messages on 0806 9992 999. 0806 9992 999. I'm going to read that message as you actually forward that. We will open the phone lines in a jiffy, and when we do that, we'll tell you the numbers to call to reach out to us, to have a meaningful conversation with us on the show this evening. The Republic of Ireland national team manager Stephen Kenny is confident he will oversee Ireland's remaining 2024 Euros Nations Cup qualifiers, even though their 2-1 home loss to Netherlands ended hope of qualifying automatically, which actually made it 4 defeats in 5 games for Coach Kenny. But Ireland could still make it to playoff if they can actually do better in their remaining 3 matches. Can they win? Can they win? Honestly, can they win? Coach Kenny is assuring himself that he will still remain in charge of Ireland, even though they may not really be making it to Euro Nations Cup 2024, which will be kind of hosted, by Germany. And Coach Kenny is confident that yes, of course, yes, he has not only done better, but he can still remain in charge of the Ireland national team. Whether he will be sacked or not still remain undecided until after the 3 games. We will know whether Coach Kenny will still remain in charge, of course, when it comes to the national team coach and job of the Republic of Ireland. Away from Ireland, let's travel to England, where we have it on good authority that the England national team manager Gary Southgate revealed that he talked Kelly Walker out of international retirement on 2 occasions. Manchester City defender, who is 33 years of age, considered ending his England career after Euros Nations Cup in 2020 and the FIFA World Cup last year, but was persuaded extensively and by Southgate to carry on. He actually scored his first international goal on his 77 appearances in Saturday's 2024 qualifiers, 1-1 draw against Ukraine. Honestly, Ukraine actually drew the first ball through Zinchenko. An amazing goal. I saw that goal and I was like, Zinchenko, wow. He was so excited that he scored against England. He's an Arsenal fan anyway. But before Ukraine could actually settle down in that game, before they could realize, it was getting closer to half mark of that game. There was hour mark of that game, that is half time. Kelly Walker struck to give England a leveler, to equalize for England. And the Ukraine fans, because that game was actually played in Ukraine. In fact, it was actually played in Poland anyway, because that is where Ukraine used as their makeshift home, since the war in Ukraine began, some kind of many fighting for almost 2 years plus now. But Ukraine never really gave up. They fought so hard in the second half, but the victory refused to come. Kelly Walker made his debut on the coach Fabio Capello in 2011 as 20 of his 77 caps for England national team came on their coach Gary Southgate, who was appointed in 2016. Walker could make his 78 appearances tomorrow against Scotland. I believe Gary Southgate will give him the opportunity to play, because one thing I've known, of course, for Southgate to do is if Gary Southgate loves a player, he gives that player the opportunity. Look at Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has not really been in top form, in good form, in 5 form for Manchester United. To the extent that West Ham United sought for his signature, they came up with a £25 million, £20 million to £25 million. Manchester United said no, that if they really want the services of this great England defender, they must offer £35 million. They said, okay, if they can offer £30 million, would Manchester United allow, be willing to sell Harry Maguire? And United said, of course we will. So when they were close to £30 million, Harry Maguire refused to go because West Ham United could not really pay his weekly wages. And if you look at Harry Maguire's weekly wages, is actually over the wages being received by any West Ham United player. So he was asked to lower his weekly wages. He said, no, if you really value me a lot and you want my services, you must pay me my weekly wages, which I'm currently receiving in Manchester United. And that contract talk stalled and broke down. Harry Maguire remained at Old Trafford. The questions whether he will be a starter, under the tutelage of Erik ten Hag remains undecided. But on the part of Gary Southgate, he loves Harry Maguire. People keep saying Harry Maguire, in the English national team is a different Harry Maguire in Manchester United squad, and I totally agree with him. Honestly, I don't know if Harry Maguire will translate that fine form he always exhibits and displays while playing for the England national team into Manchester United. We all know when Manchester United signed him from King Power Stadium, that is Leicester City, many years ago. He was an amazing defender, but at a point he started underperforming. So for Gary Southgate, he loves Harry Maguire. He doesn't really give a hook of what anybody says, whether Harry Maguire is being relegated to the bench or to the Manchester United on the 23 side. He doesn't really care. What he knows is Harry Maguire is a different player whenever he plays for the England national team. The team goes to Kelly Walker. Kelly Walker is actually 33 years of age, and many sports pundits have asked me, does it mean that Kelly Walker, still has a lot to offer to England under the tutelage of Uncle Southgate? I said, of course, since Uncle Southgate loves him, why not? Until he actually states otherwise, Kelly Walker will still be in the mainstream squad of Gary Southgate. Now let's look at the England national team right backs. We have the likes of Trent and Alexander-Arnold. We have a Kelly Walker and Kylian Trippier. And if you look at these three amazing right backs, if Kelly Walker is actually omitted, it doesn't mean that England don't really have a replacement for him. Of course they do. They have amazing right backs that can actually replace Kelly Walker. But it's just like Gary Southgate loves this play, and has he really failed? I won't be the one to judge. I think the listener out there should be the one to judge if Kelly Walker has actually justified his exclusion, into the England national team known as the Three Lions. And this argument actually takes me, of course, to what I tagged the injustice method to Ivan Toney. I remember last year, before the FIFA World Cup actually ensued, Ivan Toney had the opportunity to become the first Brentford player to play in a competitive game for England national team for the first time in 86 solid years. But Gary Southgate denied him the opportunity. People cried and foul. Many people said, no, what is really going on? Gary Southgate, why, and why? So many and too many whys, honestly. Gary Southgate refused to provide answers to these questions. That was the Euro Nations League qualifier, which Ivan Toney had the opportunity to play. He was not really involved. First time he was not really invited. But when criticism actually became so extensive and intense, Gary Southgate decided to invite him. Even when he invited him, he never really got the opportunity to play. So it actually boils down to Gary Southgate not really liking Ivan Toney. Is it because he's a black, or does it not listen? So, alright, on this note, I want to open the phone lines officially. Let's get started because my time is running like a wildfire. I sent a witness in California many years ago. Don't pray to witness such, honestly. The number to call right now is 090-922-29922. 090-922-29922 or 091-226-77989. 091-226-77989. What do you have to say on the decision taken by the Germany Football Federation to hire the services of Liverpool's gaffer Jurgen Klopp and immediate past coach of Bayern Munich, Jules Nagelsmann? They want to get either of these great important personalities. Do you believe that Jurgen Klopp will quit Anfield to actually take up the job of the Germany national team? You can drop your comment on our WhatsApp portal, of course, on Charlie and Page as well. The WhatsApp number still remains 0806 9992 999. 0806 9992 999. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube as well at Balls Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Let me read this WhatsApp message. This one says that this used to go Chukwu chatting from Owerri. In my opinion, Jurgen Klopp should remain with Liverpool, where he is doing an amazing job. He is adored by Liverpool and will remain in their history book. Thank you, Chukwu, for that WhatsApp message. Let's read the messages we have on our Facebook page. This one is coming from Ferdinand David, who says Kelly Walker is a better right back in the England national team. I prefer him than other right backs. Thanks so much, Ferdinand David. Ferdinand David has another message. Germany should give the coaching work to Jurgen Klopp. Okay, so you believe Jurgen Klopp should quit Liverpool and take up the role as Germany's national team. Whoa. Well, let's see how everything actually panned out. Wafena has another message on Facebook saying, walloping and trashing South Toma and Principal by 6 goals to nothing. It was indeed a big boost to the team. Thanks and God bless. God bless you too, my brother. Keep those calls coming. 09092229922. 09092229922 or 09122677989. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. We have this amazing information emanating from the Glass House. I'm talking about the Nigerian Football Federation. Of course, the Nigerian Football Federation has announced a budget over 14 billion naira. That is 14,494,469,000 naira for the year 2024. The above sum was really approved by the Congress of the Football Federation at the 79th Annual General Assembly, which was held in New York, the Akwa State capital, before that game against Sao Tome and Principe. The AGM held a few hours, of course, before that game, against Sao Tome and Principe. According to the communique issued at the end of the meeting, the Congress approved the Nigerian Football Federation's 2024 budget proposal of the sum of the amount I just mentioned. So even as there was no breakdown on how the budget amount will be raised and spent, the Nigerian Football Federation will definitely be spending over 14 billion naira on its recurrent and capital expenditure this year. Whether the money will be spent judiciously is what I really don't know. But whatever happens, I think they should definitely use that money judiciously, because oftentimes we've seen this federation mismanage funds and fail to give account, of course, on funds being given to them. And when questions were asked on the state of the immediate past Nigerian senior women's team coach and talking around the wardrobe, the Nigerian Football Federation was actually silent on the fate of the Super Falcons technical advisor around the wardrobe, whose contract with Nigeria expired in August, and he actually denied being sacked by the Nigerian Football Federation. But the federation said around the wardrobe definitely was sacked. And there have been speculation that the Nigerian Football Federation definitely sacked the coach who guided the nine-time African champions to the round of 16 during the 2030 during the FIFA Women's World Cup, which was actually co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand. So the Nigerian Football Federation is spending over 14 billion naira for the recurrent and capital expenditure. This is an amazing stuff, but how will they actually use this money judiciously? They do not only specify where this money will be heading to, which project will be used, of course, which project we kind of get funds, from this budget. How will this money be used? Whether it will be used to build some structures in football, how much various clubs will be earning, what is their plans, of course, concerning the dispense of this fund. They do not list it. All they ended up telling us is they will be spending over 14 billion naira, as far as this year's expenditure is concerned. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ball Sports. And if I find it difficult pulling through, of course, via telephone lines, you can send us WhatsApp messages on 0806 9992 999. 0806 9992 999. Let's actually get your thought on that. How do you see the sacking of Hansi Flick as the Germany's national team coach? And definitely, we are looking at the possibility of Jurgen Klopp quitting Anfield to take up the job of the Germany national team. Do you think Hansi Klopp will quit his job? I have the opinion he will definitely respect his contract with Liverpool.